Welcome to Beyond the Competition, the SAE University Programs Podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. It is time for another Know Before You Go. I'm Mike Sawyer, the podcast and media producer with the SAE programs, the university programs. And like I said, it's a Know Before You Go for Baja SAE Carolina coming up here in, as of this recording, just over a week. And maybe you're listening to this on the car ride out there, so you make sure you don't miss anything. And hopefully in the garage, wherever that is. First of all, we have Damon, the program manager of the Baja SAE program with us. How you doing, Damon?
I'm well. How are you? Excited for another Baja.
Excellent. Yep. Ready to get out there and get filthy again, right?
That's right.
Excellent. Are you feeling good after a couple month break from the last Baja event?
Yeah, I'm ready to get back into it, get out there and see what the teams can do in our last event of the year.
And then we also have with us Jay Evans with the Baja Carolina event. How you doing, Jay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Of course, it takes a team to do all of this, and you're just one representative of that big team. We got to beat a lot of you guys when we went down for a site visit for this event, because I know we're taking a look at it on our side for live streaming the endurance as we have been doing. I think we debuted that back in Arizona, right, Damon?
Yes, Arizona. It was awesome. Can't wait to do it again.
Very excited to see that. The site looks like it's going to be really, really good to film and everything, nice and wide open. Much like what we had in Arizona, and we're working really hard to make it even better and bigger than even what we saw earlier this year. And they'll continue to get better as we keep doing them. So, but that's here and there. That's going to be the last day for you guys to worry about. But in the meantime, Damon, what should people be aware of going into this event?
Yes. So if this is your third or second event this year, this is going to sound like a broken record. But if this is your first event, some very important information that you should be paying attention to as you're coming onto site on Thursday. So first is registration. We're going to have our registration tent set up. Please make sure you have completed your fast track roster. It is printed out. Everyone on the team has their signatures on it. You will not be able to register or get your wristbands without every member of your team on it and signed. Those wristbands are super important because they will help you get into engine check from Relco, which you have to have your registration bands on to get into that. I know in the past couple events we looked at trying something different for engine check, but this event, we're going back to the tried and true first come, first serve. Again, can't get into the engine check tent without your registration wristbands on, so please make sure you have that. And then a reminder from Relco, turn off that red fuel lever before you transport your Baja card. Will save you from flooding as you get onto site. Some information from our tech committee. Make sure you have printed the latest tech sheet. Make sure you have all the proper signatures on that first page, and make sure you're bringing those proper weld samples. If you have those things and you have everything completed properly, it'll help you get through tech once you get there. The last couple things that I have, just rules of conduct. Make sure we're being good sports out there. I know Baja's a great community, and let's keep doing that, helping out teams that need it. Just being overall great sportsmen. Make sure we're not bringing those prohibited materials, alcohol, marijuana, firearms, weapons. Those are one-way tickets to not be on site anymore. Your team will get kicked out of the event if any of those things are found at or in your paddock area. No open-toed shoes are allowed. Make sure we're keeping the site clean. This is a very unique site. The guy that's letting us use this site, he's very open to us being here, but we want to make sure we're respectful of that site so we can come back. And then the last thing for that is make sure you have no personal modes of transportation on site or in the paddocks. That's like motorbikes, regular bikes, scooters, skateboards, but it's all grass. It'd be funny to see someone like skateboard through the paddock area. That'd be a good thing for them to do, but you shouldn't do that. The only thing that should be motor driven in the paddock is your Baja car after you pass tech inspection, and that's at walking speed. We know that for sure. So let's keep that going. For spectators, I'm sure that people are going to come wanting to watch the event. If you have specific people coming to see you at the Baja, please make sure that they sign in and they have the spectator wristband. That's very important. If they're in your paddock and they don't have the wristband, please tell them to go get the wristband. And all of those rules apply for spectators. The biggest ones being no open-toed shoes, no alcohol, marijuana, weapons, or firearms. Make sure we're following the rules. My last thing before I turn it over to Jay is the weather. It's South Carolina in October. They've been telling me that it could do anything down there over our 4 days. And I've looked at the weather about 3 or 4 times now, and it's changed every time I've looked at it. So be ready for every type of weather. Make sure we're drinking water regardless of the weather. We need to make sure we're staying hydrated. In the event of inclement weather, teams will be instructed to shelter in their vehicles until we can make a decision on whether the inclement weather is going to go past us or not. You may be advised to stay in your vehicle or return to offsite accommodations. Everything will be announced during or from the Baja SAE app. So make sure your app is updated and ready to go. And then with weather, events could be shortened by inclement weather. We don't extend events for weather. So if we have to shut down for weather, make sure you're making those plans on Saturday or Sunday for the events if we do end up with some weather. So
That's really important to drive home, because a lot of things could happen. We've seen this happen a couple of times across Baja and other events through the season, even this year. So be ready for, plan for, don't wait till the last minute to get S&T, because you never know what's going to happen, right? If it's looking a little sketchy on the weather going into it, there's any chance of rain or specifically thunderstorms, right, is the biggest thing that would shut things down at this point.
Yep, and it's going to be a game time decision made
Yep.
by myself, the organizing team, the national safety people.
Mhm.
So just bear with us as we're making those announcements. We'll try and make them as fast as we can.
Mhm.
Our biggest goal is safety. So I know we might announce something, and that could change just based on how the weather's coming in. So just make sure you're always on that app, getting the news post. We'll push everything out through that. So make sure you have it updated and ready to go.
And that's part of it too, is being ready for the unknowable, right? This is an exercise in problem solving, and that can be in that planning for the competition itself, from the student side, right?
Yes, for sure. Yep, add it to the list of things that you do at a Baja is this: be ready for any weather.
Are there any other big events happening around Baja? I know there's been a few interesting additions over the last couple of competitions.
Yep, we're gonna have our third installment of the Empowering Women in Mobility panel. Two great versions of it in Arizona and Maryland, and we're looking forward to a new crop of professionals that are going to come talk to anyone that's willing to hear, and they're ready for your questions and ready for your situations. And hopefully on Thursday after the general meeting, we can fill the tent up and have a great session.
Well, Damon, a lot of great stuff. And Jay, of course, you are on site getting everything ready. What can we expect when we get on site there here in the next week?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're really excited to have everybody come out and celebrate this 50th anniversary Baja. It started at the University of South Carolina 50 years ago. And so we're super excited as the Carolina section to host it again and to have y'all come out and have fun with us. And so we're really looking forward to that. We also want to just thank all the students for all your hard work. We know it takes a ton of hard work, perseverance, dedication to get a vehicle together, to get all the requirements put together, and to get ready for this competition. And so that's special. It's special if you even make the trip to this event. So there are a ton of teams that didn't even get this far. So count yourself as one of the fortunate and top tier teams to even make this event. So, this event wouldn't happen if we didn't have teams. So, we really look forward to hosting y'all and just thank y'all for putting aside some other stuff that you could have done to work on your Baja and come on out. So, just some basic stuff. We are going to have some early entry paddock times. That's going to be Wednesday, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. only. And you will be able to paddock during that time, but you can't open your trailers. You cannot do anything. It's just time to park. It doesn't even guarantee you a closer spot at this point. It's simply that you can get in and not have to worry about that Thursday morning. And the reason we're doing that is the highway that this event facility is located at does not have shoulders on the road. And so we do not want it backing up and causing the locals to have trouble getting where they need to go. One thing we do ask is that you have chalks available from your tow vehicle so that as soon as you park, you can get it chalked and we can continue to paddock other trailers while you're doing that. And you will be required to disconnect your vehicle if it's too big to fit in the spot, and so forth. So Highway Patrol will be directing traffic. They have asked everybody to use exit 16 off of I-385. No matter what your GPS tells you to do, use exit 16 from I-385. They're going to be giving you priority all the way into the track on all the stoplights and so forth. And so we highly recommend that you would do that. And we also ask that you don't walk in. If there is a line to get in, don't just park on the side of the road or drop off half your team to go through the woods to walk in. Damon's going to be patrolling, and we'll have his ticket book out to deduct any points that he catches anybody doing that. I'm just kidding. I don't know if he really has a ticket book or not, but anyway, so we just ask that you don't walk in. Food. The site is remote, and so don't plan on a McDonald's or Chick-fil-A being right next door. It is not. We will have food trucks on site, and I've heard there may be a coffee truck and or ice cream / shaved ice truck. Not sure yet, but that's what I've heard. If you went ahead and utilize the food plan, you can pick up your food in the food tent once you get your tickets from Damon. And we are also working on trying to put a grilling area together if you would like to grill while you're on site. As far as the site itself, like Damon said, it is privately owned. So we just ask that you respect the site, respect everybody that works around there, be professional, because, it only takes one act for your university to have a bad name for years to come. And they're not going to remember your name. They're going to remember the university name. And it's going to cost everybody on that team, whether you're a senior or not, in the years to come if something bad happens. So, don't climb on things like fences and obstacles. Don't get in ponds. Don't get in restricted areas or buildings. Just be professional.
And Jay, we're going to have all that stuff signed. So they're going to be looking past a sign if they choose to climb on stuff. So make sure you're reading the signs that are posted, because we put them in places where we know that you're going to want to go to that you can't go to.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and all it takes is one thing, like I said, and then it's, XYZ University did this. And, it may not have been you, but it may have been somebody on your team. And one of the sponsors that you might want a job with hears that and doesn't give you the time of day. So in competitive market like the job market is, I would highly recommend being professional and holding your team accountable to be professional. Also, volunteers are all taking time out of their day and schedule. Some are taking vacation time. Some are spending their own money to be out there to help. So we just ask you to treat everybody with respect. Have an attitude of gratitude. An attitude of gratitude will go a long way. We know not everything's going to be perfect, and we know there will be stuff to fix, and we will work hard to do that. But please have an attitude of gratitude and just work with us and be patient with us, and uh, like just make it easy to work with you. Um, and lastly, we will have merch on site. We'll have 50th anniversary merch, t-shirts and magnets at least. And so bring cash. That's what we prefer, but we'll have other payment methods available as well. So make sure to check out that merch tent. And remember, most of the time, merch sells out quickly. So get over there quickly, get the merch you want, get it for your friends, your family. Christmas is not that far away. I know it might feel far away, but now's the time to get it for your brother, sister, or teammate that can't make it. So that's my little plug there.
A lot of stuff, of course, to digest there, but of course, and you guys will have a welcome pack coming up here shortly soon, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That we're putting it together now, and it should have all those details and more for you to make it a smooth uh, transition into the facility, and so that you know what to expect.
Let's talk about the site itself and what we're going to expect kind of out on the track. Of course, we got to, our dynamics and our endurance day. What kind of facility is this? What kind of terrain are we looking at? For those that may not be familiar, because I think this is the first that we've done in the southeast since I've been doing it almost 10 years ago. So what would people expect from there that aren't familiar with the South Carolina kind of terrain?
Yeah, so absolutely, that's a great question. Well, this is a motocross course, and so there's going to be hoops and hops and all sorts of good stuff, and uh, it's kind of a sandy clay mix there. Very good drainage though, and we're going to have all sorts of great obstacles for you to put your vehicles through all the paces. But yeah, it's a there isn't any pavement there. It's all grass, like Damon mentioned, um, and yeah, um, it's a dirt base is what the track will be.
And even for the spectator side, from what I could tell, most of the events are going to be a pretty good eye shot of the spectator areas as well, including most of the endurance track.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point as well. We're really working hard to make great spectator areas for anybody that wants to come out. And there are great sites. You'll be able to get close. You'll probably be able to smell the gasoline burning out of the engines of these things at some places. So um, there's some risers here and there. And we got just the layout is really great for, I think, spectators, for your teammates to see the different events. We're going to try to get you as close to the action as possible while keeping you safe. Um, with it being motocross, there are some great elevated areas, and we're going to try to get those opened up to spectators as much as possible, so that you can look down on the track and look around and see the whole event from the various places. So, and I also recommend, hey, it's a long day, especially for the dynamic days. And so, if you set up shop for a little bit in one area, you can always move over to spectator area 2 or 3 or 4 that we'll have set up, and you can see some of the different events that way, and maybe get a different perspective, or especially on endurance day, of some different obstacles that they may be facing out there.
For sure, and it's a super unique site. Unlike Maryland, where they run events at the site, this is like a practice motocross site, and the private owner has sort of told us that to get him our tracks, and he's actually down there now. This being Monday before, sort of making specifically what we want. So it's a cool little wrinkle on an MX track, where most MX tracks you're kind of using the landscape that's there. For this one, Eddie and the people working at Next Level have really given us a blank canvas, and our dynamic leads got the opportunity to sort of come up with however they wanted the tracks to go, which is a really cool, unique thing that you don't get to see sometimes when you go to these MX parks.
No, it kind of feels like a little bit of, there's more playground to this, but like I remember like the pumpkin patch in Arizona, like they had to build everything up, right? John Deere people were having a great time, literally building on a very flat surface, these guys have a lot to work with here. That's very, very cool. No, it sounds like it's going to be a really fun thing, great for spectators. And again, on the dynamics side, of course, we got our maneuverability, we got our acceleration and our S&T, and I understand there's a hill climb involved as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's should be a good challenge for you, and especially if it gets a little bit any sort of weather whatsoever, it's going to be tough. So, bring your A game.
Is there anything particularly? Are we expecting a particularly a gnarly S&T at this one, or anything like that, or anything special maneuverability that they should expect?
Yeah, so we have a new group of organizers who are some of them were around for the 25th. We have a couple on our team that was around for the 50th. So we're bringing in a lot of historical knowledge of the Baja events. So you might see some of that in the making of these courses. So there's a lot of obstacles being brought in. And again, like I said, Eddie and his guys are pretty excited to build what they've come up with, that they're able to create. So should be two good courses. Fun endurance course. Looking forward to it.
And again, we mentioned volunteers, but it also includes you guys out there, the students. Of course, they need a lot of volunteers for that endurance day, but very specifically because we're doing the live stream, while we do have our, us as the professionals doing it, but we do have volunteers that we depend on out on the track with cameras to be able to conduct this like we did in Arizona. Those were students and the volunteers that were helping us out with the Arizona live stream, which was really, really helpful and really fun to work with everybody out there. So if you want to be a part of that, have a little bit of video experience, you just, there'll be information, that'll be in the news feed, but generally tell them at the registration, and then we're going to be looking to do something of a preparation meeting, video meeting, live stream meeting sometime Saturday, probably afternoon, so we can get everybody kind of prepared and ready to go for endurance on our side of things too.
Really looking forward to the live stream for this event. I think we have great sight lines, like you said, and it'll be really fun to show off this start of the 50th anniversary celebration.
Hey, what a way to do it by being able to show everybody what's going on with the endurance event, right? And what's happening at Baja SAE for the 50th. Sounds like we covered a lot of information. Is there any last minute tips for everybody to do their best and be prepared for this competition to get the most out of it?
Yeah, I think just the biggest thing is be ready for anything. Be ready for weather, be ready for any team issues that you might have come up. Just the better you're prepared, the better you're going to do at the event.
Excellent. Jay, how about you?
Yeah, and I would say, to piggyback off that, hey, if you're setting pretty, look around for other teams that you might be able to help, and even just go over and offer a hand. Sportsmanship goes a long way. This is a close community. Everybody's kind of gone through similar struggles, and you might have some tips and help that you might be able to provide with another team that might just get them over the hill, and get them to be able to finish a few more events and get to the finish line. So
that sounds great. And again, just a reminder, everybody, make sure you have downloaded that Baja SAE app from your various app stores, and check out the news feed for everything going on, whether other events are happening around the event, everything you need to know, and to get the updates during the event. We talk about the idea of inclement weather and any other changes or scheduling changes, because they do happen through events. As we get there, things happen, logistics change, things come up, and let you know from if the tech line's open to whatever else may be going on there, to opportunities with the sponsors that can hopefully get you hired here in the future as well, because that's what we're all here for, right? So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Damon. And until next time, everybody, stay safe out there. Thank you for listening to Beyond the Competition, the SAE University Programs Podcast. Show notes for this episode can be found at beyondthecompetition.fireside.fm. Remember to stay tuned for updates on your competition's newsfeed or app, and follow SAE_university programs on TikTok and Instagram. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next episode.